go to Quranly.app inshallah. The app tracks verses, pages and time spent reading, and the verses to pages function takes you from reading a few verses a day to a few pages a day. This project is for the real enthusiasts. If there's enough of us out there, this will become the future of Quran apps. And support the project if you can, inshallah. May Allah bless all of you. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you guys doing? A lot of people have been contacting me, especially from the subcontinent, India, Pakistan, and these kinds of countries, which I, mashallah, really appreciate your support. To tell me that, you should do a lot more refutations of these kinds of people like Wion, the presenter that I refuted in the previous in the previous video. I'll be honest with you. She's a very easy target. She was, and the entire organization were very easy. And I think to myself, do these people even think about what they're saying before they say it? Because what I'm going to present to you today is pathetic. It's really pathetic. You'll remember in the previous episode that one of her main concerns, if you want to put it in that language, with the Taliban taking control, or other countries and the Sharia in general actually, was this women being forced to wear hijab or head covering and so on in Afghanistan. Now, we'll talk about that and the legitimacy of that or lack thereof in a bit. But before we do that, I just want you guys to see this particular video where she's talking about Ataturk. Let's see what she says.
Not too long ago, Turkey used to be a modern and secular state, an Islamic republic with a progressive approach, thanks to the policies of Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, the father of modern-day Turkey, a reformer who brought his country at par with the European world. He replaced Arabic with the Latin script, the Islamic calendar with the Western calendar. Mosques were under state control. Faith was a private matter. Christians and Jews could freely worship their gods in Turkey. Turkish men were forbidden from wearing a headgear. Turkish women forbidden from wearing headscarves. But the Turkey of today is very different. Now Turkey is ruled by a leader who wants to take his country back to its Ottoman ambitions.
I was listening to this thinking, is this woman for real? Is this woman for real? She mentioned a few things that Ataturk done in his premiership. And one of those things was that he banned hijab. And I want to say something. The silence is deafening. The acquiescence is clear. And in fact, the tone was encouraging from your perspective. Why, when it comes to a nationalist secularist, if your paradigm is a liberal one, do you not comment in a negative manner? Do you not condemn banning or restrictions to clothing, especially women's clothing? But when it comes to the Islamic discourse, you do exactly that. This already reveals to me that you are a hypocrite. You are an absolute hypocrite. It's not a matter of moral consistency here. It is a matter of strategic consistency. In fact, you have just fell face first into an intellectual ditch. You're embarrassing yourself. This is absolutely shocking. I can't believe it almost. To be honest, I'm lost for words. But I must say, the problem is the notion in the first place that a woman in the West even has any or every right to wear whatever she wants. This is a false notion. And it can be proven, or disproven I should say, with the easiest of introspection. If I say, for example, if a woman wears a bikini in the bank, okay, look, I've been living here all my life. I'm a Westerner. What's your name? I don't know. Prakash, whatever your name is. Sorry to say, I don't know your name, yeah? But I'm a Westerner. I've been educated in the West, and I've been an educator in the West. I don't want you to worship me now. Please don't worship me. Okay? Because I know you worship the creation, not the creator. Well, a lot of your people, they worship the creation aside from the creator. Well, I don't want to go to Bombay and see like a statue of the great Hijab there. Mohammed the learned Hijab there. I don't want to see this. So please don't worship. But I've been educated here in the West, And I've been an educator here in the West for some time. And I can tell you from my experience, and I think people will share this experience here in the West, and that in fact, women can't wear what they want. I mean, a woman cannot wear a bikini in the bank. Now, she might be able to get away with it. I mean, I don't think anyone will stop her. Maybe the police will come, I don't know. But I can tell you for a fact that a woman cannot wear a bikini in a school. Now, if she works in a secondary school, I've been in schools where women have been told not to have a lot of cleavage hanging out if she's teaching year 10s and 11s. Why? Because it will distract the students. This is very fair, or you could say a common policy. You cannot imagine, it's inconceivable that women will wear bikinis to work in a school or in a corporate environments. And in fact, they'll probably be sent home. I guarantee you they'll be sent home. Women that go to corporate environments or secondary schools or university places or hospitals or any of those places, we're talking about tens of millions of women here. Just in the UK, a population of, 70 something million. They will be sent home if they wear those clothes. They have uniform they have to wear. And it will be seen as inappropriate and public exposure. But why can the same woman go to a beach and wear the bikini and there's no issue? I mean, who gets to set these guidelines? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever thought about who gets to set these societal conventions? Why is it acceptable in a beach, but it's not, and on the roadsides or in a park, but it's not acceptable in a bank or a hospital or in a school? You could give me a reason. You tell me, well, because one will cause a distraction. Okay, well, maybe if wearing such clothing causes a distraction, the question is, at what point does it stop causing a distraction? And where is the line drawn? What a woman wears a miniskirt in a corporate environment, doesn't that cause some kind of distraction? Are the hormone levels of men that much drastically different? Or that the behavior of such men will be completely different? In corporate environments, to hospitals, to these places? Who gets to, sorry to say, set those cultural conventions? I'll tell you who gets to do it. For the most part, white men. And once again, when I'm saying that, maybe you've already jumped into prostration. But before you do, get back up. Get back up. Listen to what I'm saying. White men, maybe white women as well. Yeah, the feminist movement has had a huge, I would say, influence as well. But why should we follow those regulations? They are legally enforceable, organizationally enforceable, structurally enforceable, institutionally enforceable, so many times. And so you can't say women can wear what they want in the West. They can't. That is a misnomer. That is fallacious reasoning. That is wrong, legalistically false. John Stuart Mill himself, he had limits. The father of social liberalism. He said people having sex in the roadsides should be banned. Fortunately, Mexico didn't take his advice. But that's another story for another day. The point I'm making to you is, what is that much different? The only difference is in the type of clothing. Well, you might say, well, it's actually more coverage, the Islamic garment. But when girls go to girls' schools or even mixed schools, or even boys go to such schools, they are told what to wear by color. That, even the color they have to. If you don't have the tie, you go back home. What do you mean? What do you mean you go back home if you don't have a tie? Isn't that restricting what you wear? You can't wear what you want. This is a misnomer. What country do you think this is? Do you think where do you think we are? Living in a nudist place? The West is a nudist place? This is a huge misconception. So that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing is clear. Your hypocrisy is very clear. Why do you allow girls to be segregated in girls' schools, in Olympic events, for them to have designated uniform, all of these things legally enforceable in organizations and institutes, but when the Taliban do it with a different, or these guys do it, or whoever does it, you're thinking this is it's so weird. It's not to be honest with you, it's not that weird. It's very similar to what you guys already imposed, but it's just in a different format. It's all it is. It's in a different format. Now, the question is now a Sharia question, since you're the expert in Sharia, of course, yeah? You didn't know what the masadr of Sharia were, but you're the expert, which means the sources of Sharia. The point is, what happens in a Sharia state? Is there any had, punitive law that's stipulated in the Quran or Sunnah for a woman who doesn't wear hijab. There's no such had actually mentioned. That doesn't mean to say they can wear what they want. Because the Quran states, مَا كَانَ لِمُؤْمِنٍ وَلَا مُؤْمِنَةٍ إِذَا قَضَى اللَّهُ وَرَسُولَهُ أَمْرًا أَنْ يَكُونَ لَهُمُ الْخِيرَةُ مِنْ أَمْرِهِمْ. That it's not for a Muslim man or a Muslim woman, if Allah and the Messenger have chosen something, for them to have any choice in the matter. Because if you really are a Muslim, mustaslim, someone who is submitting to Allah, you believe that this religion is from God, then this is the godly uniform, if you like. If you don't want to be a Muslim, if you're not a Muslim, then لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى. There's no compulsion in religion. But this verse is for non-Muslims. As for Muslims, these are our guidelines. Why are our guidelines so foreign and your guidelines so the ones that we should all follow? You haven't even given us reasons. Do you not see the patheticness of you're pathetic. You haven't even argued for your case. So I say, this is a really weak approach. The second thing is, I want to also point to the fact that when it comes to religious freedoms, your colleague, look what she says about encouraging of Macron and his policies which are anti-Muslim. And once again, one of the policies is to restrict women's dress code. But let's see what your colleague says about this.
We start off with the latest coming in from France, where the lawmakers have now approved President Emmanuel Macron's new law that proposes to fight radical Islamism. The law aims to strengthen oversight of mosques, schools and sports clubs to safeguard France from radical Islamists.
So once again here, look at this. Encouraging tone. When it comes to whom? When it comes to the secular Republican Macron. It's not that you're liberal. By the way, you're not liberal. You might call yourself liberal. But you're disguising fascism with liberalism. Quite similar to Hitler. Quite similar to your president, actually. Modi, the bastard. Yes, the bastard. The one who's allowing all of these things to happen with minorities in his country. This individual here, you are exposed already as an individual. And the proof is in the pudding, because had you not been a fascistic person, at least in inclination, then you would have some kind of liberal consistency, which you don't. And I have nothing else to say to you. You're finished. Good night.